Hello! Hopefully you can hear me. I updated OBS, so if everything is wonky, please let me know. Exile Faye, hello, hello! How are you? Can't sprint today, but can hang out for a bit before my dog's vet appointment? No worries. Is this just a regular checkup? Or, is your pupper sick? Also, Tupper Hunter, hey! Star's awesome! Oh, you're awesome! Thank you so much! Glad to see you too! It has been an interesting week so far already, so I will be interested to see. Mumbles, hey! How are you? He's old. I get it. My grandmother kept a dog who was very elderly, probably a little beyond when she should have. But they need a lot of attention, old puppers. I hope the vet can make him less decrepit. I hope so too. Fingers and toes crossed and lots of love to your pupper. Give him some hugs and scritches from us. Neo, hey, how are you guys doing? I'm gonna admit, when I first turned on OBS this morning and I went live and there was just like nothing happening, I was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting stream, but you guys are here and I love you and I thank you so much. I guess I should talk about what I'm up to because I forgot to load my white noise. So, yeah, we finished the chair drive. You'll notice that stuff is no longer on the screen. I do not have the final calculation yet because Ghost has agreed to add his September income to, it's October, you guys. How did this happen? He's agreed to add his October income to the final tally. He's pretty sure that when he adds his income to the final tally that we will unlock the reading stream, which is great news for you guys. Getting my teeth fixed today. Good luck, Mumbles. I am not a fan of the dentist, I have to say. But when we moved here, I found a really nice, I chipped a tooth, so... Or I guess it wasn't a tooth, it was a filling. I chipped a filling. And I had to find a dentist. And I found this place that's really great. They're super good about the fact that I'm really, like, shy and skittish at the dentist. They take really good care of me. They let me just listen to my Spotify. I go in, I stick on my headphones. If the hygienist needs me, she just taps my shoulder. I give her a thumbs up. It's great. So good luck, Mumbles. I hope it goes well. I'm doing pretty good. It was last Thursday. I won't repeat the whole story, but last Thursday was not great. But then I hung out with you guys on Friday, and the weekend was pretty chill. Ghost did SATs. He was running an SAT at the school. They have a test center. He's only doing them, I think his last one is in December. And then he's done with SATs forever. They're moving to a digital system and they are not going to be running digital test centers. So he's almost done with that. And after he got done with the SAT, we went out for lunch at one of our favorite places, Train Station Pub it's called. And it was great. It was super chill. We've just been chilling out since then. We had a nice chill Sunday stream. I guess I should show you guys because I finished the bell part of the cross stitch. If anybody watched, Ghost was doing some D&D planning. See if I can pull it gently out of here without unpacking the whole thing. I can't. The yarn came with it. I finished Belle. She's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's complete, she's not a creepy skull lady anymore, and it says Brav on the bottom. There's an actual tavern in Town Key, and I want to check it out. Oh, that sounds so cool! You'll have to report back, Mumbles, let us know if it's super awesome. Let me just... It's gonna say Brave, but right now it just says Brav. And then I started this one on stream, and it was I basically just got this part done on stream. But now you can see it's kind of starting to look like a horse's forehead. Also, this is my new hoop. I just got a bunch of new cross-stitch hoops because my last one busted. I think I evicted it from my desk. And so this one is huge, which I love, and the plastic has a lip in it, so it holds the canvas like really well. So this is gonna be Wolf's horse. That's the forehead right there. Super, super cool. And then I got a bunch of, I actually thought, oops, I just knocked them all on the floor. I thought that I was buying, smaller ones. So this is actually the size of the hoop that I was using before. And this is one size smaller than that. So I thought that I was only buying one size bigger than that, which is this. But I bought two bigger sizes, so I even have an even bigger one. I don't even know if my cross stitch will fit in this. So yeah. Sorry, I'm still fighting with my white noise. So yeah, I got these, and today I ordered myself a pair of embroidery scissors, which they're only about like this big, maybe a little bigger, but the scissor part, like the part where you put your fingers, are shaped like little peacocks, and I'm so excited because that's supposed to come today. So that's what's going on in my life at the moment. And I'm excited. Hang on, hopefully you guys can still hear me over here. Let me put these away. Back in their little baggie. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get this horse looking like a horse. Just put Belle back in her plastic covering so she's safe. And we're gonna work on a novel. Have you bought cute needle minders? I haven't. Victoria, if you want to send me, also hello. But if you want to send me some suggestions, I am totally open to it. Barefoot Turtle, hello! Oh my goodness, I almost knocked my coffee over instead of drinking it. Thank you for that hydrate. Bigger is better, the size matters. Can I tell you, I honestly thought that the bigger hoop would be harder to manage. Because when I've used the smaller one, I hold it a certain way and then I stitch, and I control like how I'm holding the canvas and how I'm like manipulating it, I guess you would say, to the size of my hands. And I honestly thought this big hoop is gonna make it so hard, but it's actually really lovely. It's very simple and smooth. And I just hold it with one hand and I can move it all around. The only thing that's a little bit challenging is tying off my thread at the beginning because I do have to stretch my fingers a little bit. But I really actually like the bigger hoops, so I'm glad that I got the bigger ones. I will absolutely send you some. I went down the Etsy rabbit hole and I got into embroidery. Nice! Well, thank you, Victoria. I used to do cross stitch a lot. I have a couple finished ones hanging up around the house. I just kind of fell out of it during the pandemic. I don't know if it was... I actually think what happened was I got to a part of my project that I just didn't want to deal with. And I stopped doing it for a while. And I just got back into it, and for a long time I really wanted to do like embroidery for my friends, and like I would buy the kits and do the cross stitch and then send it to them to display in their house. And so I finally found that Beauty and the Beast one, and I was like, this is perfect for Flutter. If any of you know my dear friend Flutter Dye, she loves Beauty and the Beast. She's a huge Beauty and the Beast fanatic. She has an entire room in her place that is devoted to Beauty and the Beast, always has. So I found that one and I was like, great, I'm gonna do this. And I was trying to find one for Wolf, and he told me that his mom used to have a book of embroidery patterns when he was a kid, and he always wanted the carousel horse. So we found the horse, and we were looking at different ones before one of Flutter's craft streams, and he was like, I really like the Luna horse, because there's a horse with the crescent moon, like Luna the cat from Sailor Moon, and I was like, done, I'll do that one. So I'm really excited about it. I may have found a T1 to do for vinyl. I'm looking forward to doing that in the future. And it's super fun, it's super relaxing. Like, I kind of feel like, I feel like knitting and crocheting require a little bit more skill. Cross stitch almost feels like cheating to me. I don't know why I feel that way. It's not like it doesn't take any skill. You have to follow the pattern, and you have to, because I always do counted cross stitch. I don't do the printed pattern ones. But yeah, it's basically just making pixel art in real life, and it's just super chill. And I just hang out in someone's stream, and I do my stitches, and it's super nice. So we do that, right now we do it on Fridays, we do crafting. Wolf has been doing a lot of crocheting, and Flutter has been painting. And Vinyl joins us on occasion. We do those Friday nights on Flutter Dye's channel. But I still do the cross stitch in between, or it'll take 5 million years for me to finish. So yeah, I guess to answer the question, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm taking next week off from writing. And I'm gonna do a puzzle. I bought these. I can't show it because it's buried under my cross stitch right now. But I bought these things called, I can bring them up actually, the Magic Puzzle Company. I bought some of these. I bought their first puzzle kit from, they have a second one out now, but I bought this series bundle, and I'm gonna do this one, the Mystic Maze. Supposedly you put it together, and then there's like an envelope with all the puzzle pieces, and then there's another envelope that you're not supposed to open until after you do the puzzle. So I will be reporting on Discord what happens when I finish the puzzle and open the second envelope. Because it kind of feels like there's extra pieces in there. I found it so nice to do while hanging out in streams. It gives my eyes a break. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I can pause from what I'm doing and talk in chat, and then I can just, yeah, it gives me something to do with my hands, and I always need something, like, if I'm not doing something with my hands to some degree, then I just get bored, and my mind just wanders, reasons I'm a writer. So yeah, it really helps me just chillax in the evening, and, I tend to just work too much, so having something to look forward to doing in the evenings is also making sure that I wrap up my work and don't do a bunch extra. So yeah, I'm gonna do this next week. I'm also gonna do the Tipsy stream that was unlocked from the Divorce Court Rewards. We're gonna do that sometime next week. I'm thinking Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure yet, but probably the beginning of the week we'll do that. And I'll get Ghost to do that final tally and see if we've unlocked the book reading stream. If we unlocked it, I'm gonna read Dreamers Do Lie on stream. I'm gonna break it up across a couple because my voice, yo. But we might start that next week as well. So lots of fun stuff happening. And this is, of course, Everyone's Child. The puzzle artwork is gorgeous. I know, right? And it doesn't even show the whole thing on the box. Hang on, I lied. Let me dig it out from under my cross stitch. So this is the thing, and it doesn't even show you the whole puzzle. There's a poster inside that they send you to work off of that has the entire puzzle art. So this is the whole thing. So you can see there's like this whole big maze, right? And then when you finish it, so it has the puzzle pieces are all in here. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle. And then it has this, which you don't open until after you finish the puzzle. And when I shake it, it sounds like there's more pieces in there or something. I don't know. So I'm really curious. I bought these a while ago. I haven't done any of them yet. There's 3 of them, and they're all kind of the same. You do the puzzle, and then there's like a magic thing that it does afterwards. So I'm really excited to give that a try. And then because I have 2 more. I have 2 more of them. So it's gonna be fun. I may have ordered myself 2 more puzzles. I might have obsessions. Cross stitch and puzzles, apparently. But Ghost ordered his favorite whiskey from a local place. And so I had some money to spend. That one is 1,000. All of the ones I've been able to find that are really nice are 1,000. So I would love to find bigger ones, but this is what I found. I ordered myself the Hades puzzle, the villainous Hades puzzle. It's coming from Poland, because that's where I could find it. So I'm gonna do that one over Christmas. Let me just blow my nose, guys. And then I ordered some stuff from Critical Role, and they had this really chill Caduceus clay puzzle, so I got one of those. So those will all be happening at some point. I always post progress pictures on the Discord, so if anyone wants to see, the puzzle come together, that the Magic Maze will be happening next week, and I'm super excited. So yeah, writing. I'm gonna talk about writing now. This is Everyone's Child. We've been working on this entirely on stream. We plotted, we planned, we character built all on stream. And so far we've written this entire novel on stream, and I'm gonna be really honest with you guys, I have super mixed feelings about this. The artwork is amazing. I almost bought it while we were in Halifax. The Hades one. It's all of the Ravensburger puzzles, honestly, are gorgeous. I'm trying to find a way that I can show it without showing my address. That's the Hades puzzle. It's super... the Critical Role one. Yeah, it's super pretty too. So this is the Hades one here that I got. And then... and then this is the Caduceus puzzle. It's super chill. It's from their Mighty Vibe series. So I'm really excited about them. For my birthday, my brother got me a 120,000 piece puzzle. It's a big 3D square. That sounds amazing. Oh my god, I would love something like that. It would take me a million years, but I would love it. So this is Everyone's Child. Again, writing. This is Everyone's Child. We've written the whole thing on stream, and I have to be honest, I have very mixed feelings about the progress. I'm really excited to have revived an old project and to have gotten this far, because I never got this far in this project before. I'm really interested in the characters and the setting, and especially the magic system that we came up with, which I do not feel like I have done nearly enough with. There's definitely a lot of unexplored potential in this story that I haven't gotten a chance to explore yet. But part of me feels like the entire book is a train wreck, and an unsalvageable train wreck. So I know that you guys come hang out a lot, and you're always like, oh, you're so awesome, you make steady progress, you never seem unconfident or worried. I'm worried, guys. I'm really, really worried about this project. I gave myself a certain time frame to write it in, and to some extent it's possible that the narrow time frame has not necessarily helped. But on the flip side, I do know that I feel this way at some point about all of my projects. A STEM inventor creator makes an all-white puzzle with one missing piece. I think Neo did an all-white puzzle already. I think I remember him mentioning doing like a solid color puzzle. I don't know if it was the same one though. That would drive me nuts if there's a piece missing though. What? Give me all the pieces. So yeah, I know that to a certain extent I worry about all of my projects at some point in time, and I've never given up on one. I've always found a way to make it work. And I have already kind of earmarked in my brain spaces some things that need edits for this series. I definitely need to go back, and we wrote a scene on Thursday that I wasn't unhappy with, but it definitely needs more action. I need to change the order of the story a little bit. And there's a real temptation to go back and do all of this stuff now, to just stop hard in the middle of what I'm doing and go back and do it more correctly. But because I haven't written the ending yet, I know that if I do that, if I go back and make a bunch of changes, if I rearrange things, if I spend all that time doing that now, I'm probably going to need to do more of it. I'm probably going to need to edit all those scenes a second time because I don't know my ending yet. I don't quite know all of the problems, and I don't quite know all of the fixes yet. So, upon reflection, I'm going to do what I usually do with my projects, which is I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to Kool-Aid Man forward, and I'm just going to do my best to tell myself this story and then come back either in December or January and fix it? Question mark? So that's kind of where I am. That's kind of where I am with this project. I have a very love-hate relationship with it right now. I have ideas for later books for this series, and I do feel like things are starting to come together, so I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to say this is garbage and just throw it out, because I feel like there's a lot of potential here. And basically I just am sitting with my discomfort right now. I'm sitting with the part of me that hates this story, and I'm saying just keep going, and it's just a for now feeling, and we'll fix it later, hopefully. So that's what's happening. We're, I think, a little over halfway. I'm gonna have to change the order because I definitely went a little too far with the Siri plot and haven't gone quite far enough with the Aleith and Jalen plot. I definitely need to chop things up a bit more and adjust the pacing. But we're gonna rate the second half of the turning point for Aleith and Jalen. Last time we wrote about them, they had gone into this cave that goes very deep into the earth, and it's sort of a trade route. Like, there's this desert wasteland that this cave system passes under, and people use it to travel because it's easier, it's more direct. Dean, hello. Don't give up, but maybe take a step back and have a good think and maybe approach it from a different angle. I mean, I have spent a lot of time reflecting on this, and I just think that the best course is to write the ending, and then once I have, and this is what I always recommend with stuff, because I do plan out my novels, I'm going to write the ending, and then I'm going to set it aside, because I always do that anyway. And just see what the shape of it is, and what I need to do with it. So that is going to happen, but I am going to try and finish writing it. We're going to work on it this week. One day I'll get back to writing for my webcomic. Oh, Mumbles, you're writing a webcomic? That sounds amazing! I've always wanted to do a webcomic, but I don't have the art skill. I could write out the plot, but I could never do the art part. So last time we left Aleith and Jalen, they had gone down into this cave, and they had gone to a part of the cave which is roughly in the middle of the trade route called the Knights Grotto. And it's called thus because there are 3 statues, or there were 3 statues, of sleeping knights who were once worshipped as deities but have sort of been forgotten to time aside from these statues. And when Alethea and Jaelin stood in the center, sort of in the center triangle between these 3 statues, the statues began to vibrate. They cracked, they shattered, and 3 beings, 3 people, now stand where the statues were. And this is one of the reasons why I'm just going to keep working on this novel, is I'm actually really excited to introduce these characters because they're my favorite from the planning session. This is Tatrasil, Drungalaeth, and Srillex, the characters that we created during character creation process. They are non-binary because they are not necessarily people, but they are personifications of forces from the celestial world back when sort of the world was primal and just this big ball of energy and magic and matter. These 3 were sort of plucked from the heart of this essence and set aside for a later time. And each of them are going to test Alethea in her quest. So I'm really excited to introduce these characters, and that's hopefully what we're going to do today, is we're going to see these characters speak for the first time. I'm going to try and spell their names properly. I've always wanted to do a webcomic, but I don't have the writing skill. Hey, Mumbles. I might know a writer that would be willing to work with you on a webcomic if you wanna. Oh my goodness. Is it happening? Is the epic combo? I definitely want to do crimes. I want all the crimes to happen. It's gonna, I'm definitely, I already need to message you. I feel horrible because I sat down on Saturday and I was like, I'm gonna message Mumbles today, and now I realize that it's Tuesday, and guess what? I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna make a mental note because I got ideas, yo. Also, I just thank you in advance for bearing with me, because I'm the sort of person who I have the day planner and I have like all of this organizational stuff, and I still somehow manage to be the most scatterbrained person in the world. So if you want to poke me just a few times, if you ever feel like, hey, I want to poke Stryker, please do, and please don't feel bad if it takes me a little while to get back to you. It's not because I don't want to do the thing. This is not just for Mumbles, but this is for anyone who's talking to me about anything. I definitely want to do the thing. I just have so much going on. Definitely, we will come together, Mumbles, and we will talk about stuff. But for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm self-aware enough to know I need to actually write these names down in a Word document so that I have them, so that I have the ability to copy and paste them. Otherwise, I'm going to be constantly flipping back to my notes and saying, how do I spell this guy's name? So we have Tatrasil, Drungalaeth, and we have Srillex. And I expect these to be a rowdy bunch. AB Coffee, hello, how are you? If you weren't lurking before, you missed my whole crisis of faith about this project. Okay, let me find... The point is the pasta we fucked along the way. This is my poly voice. Hello, Squunchy, how are you? AB Coffee, it was just me basically saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm going to keep doing it because that's apparently how my life works. Yeah, I basically said that, like, I could go back and make this work now, but I don't know how the ending goes. So we're gonna do the ending, and then we're gonna do what Dean said, which is we're gonna put it on a shelf for a while. We're gonna let it simmer in its own juices, and then we'll come back and make it pretty, hopefully. It could end up being even more of a train wreck by the time that I'm done, and then who even knows? It would be like optimal. I know, right? What would be like optimal is if my brain could just do everything perfectly the first time. But it never seems to work that way. Squanchy, I'm glad you're enjoying this voice. If anybody has ever seen us play a Monster Prom, this is the voice that I use for Polly. She's a poltergeist, and she's totally awesome. It's a little bit lumpy space princess, but Ghost does a way better lumpy space princess than I do. Basically, all of my voices are based on Monster Prom characters or D&D characters. I didn't put Darfin on the list of accents because he's basically just a deeper version of my own voice. The bit is giving me an aneurysm. Lol. The name's Squunchy. Squunchy, what are you up to today? I gotta make those channel points worth it. Okay, let's set up for the writing sprint. So I have my names that are impossible to spell, even though I pretty much made them up on my own. And then I have my plan. We're going to write this perspective. We're going to write the scene from Aleith's perspective because she's the main character. And it's going to be very interesting. I might actually cheat and just go reheat my coffee because it got a little bit cold. Hang on. Just 1 minute and then we'll start a sprint. Making coffee right now. You have to return some Amazon stuff? Why? Then maybe renew my passport. Oh my gosh. Passport renewal is such a pain in the butt. Do you have to get your pictures retaken? That's my least favorite part because you're not allowed to smile in your passport photos. Also, I kind of lost weight since my last passport photo, so I hate the way I look in it. It's just super bad because I can't smile. My hair is like super foofy. But good luck getting your passport renewed. Why do you have to return Amazon things? I'm gonna go get my coffee. It's gonna be great, you guys. The ears. We got them. They can't stop you from doing a Mona Lisa smile. I mean, they can try. All right, let's do ears. Heck yeah. Here's a funny story I'll tell, well, before the poly voice wears off. One time, Ghost and I were meeting his parents and his brother in Orlando so that we could go to Disney World. We flew overnight from Vancouver because it was the fastest way to get there. And I don't sleep on planes, so I was super tired when we got there at like 7 in the morning. And you have to go straight through the customs line because in case you're like smuggling, they don't want you to even go to the bathroom. And they had these like automated kiosks that you would scan your passport and they would take your picture. But I wasn't ready for the picture, and let's just say I was making the world's stupidest face. And because it was like a surprised face, it was like, only it was way funnier. And I hadn't slept, you guys, so I was just laughing my ass off for like 20 minutes. And Ghost was like, oh my god, they're gonna think that you're insane. And I was like, I know, but I can't stop laughing. Book on planes all day. I can crush half a book on a flight. Can't hear anything, can't sleep, just read. I know, right? Like, I just listened to my headphones the whole time. Anyway, I couldn't stop laughing, and we were getting up to the customs agent, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to laugh like so hard. And I got up there and I handed him my thing and I was like, sorry about my photo. I was really surprised, and he was super chill and understanding. And he's like, yeah, the first time I had to get my picture taken by one of the kiosks, I was super surprised too. And we just laughed with the customs agent and it was really funny. And now you know the story. Let's do a writing sprung, you guys. Let's see if we can do some words and make them happen. I updated OBS and everything feels huge now. So let me find all my buttons. I think this is the right one. Awesome. Look, guys, words are happening. So cool. save often, you guys. Every time I look up in the corner, that's because I'm saving my work. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn off the chair thing. Ignore that. I will turn it off in between. Mustang Aspen, hello. How are you? What is up, my friend? I say what color feathers this guy has. White feathers. I'm doing pretty good, Mustang. Why are you feeling so bleh? Is it 'cause it's Tuesday? Couldn't stream because of my hands. Writing has been very hard today. Oh no, Mustang, if you need to take a break, that's totally okay. Like, if your body needs rest, you need rest. I mean, you could always take a breathing break, Mustang. See if your hands are working a bit better after a while, and then you can do your prompt after that. Take some time to chill. See if it helps. Woof! Hang on, I showed what I did of your horse so far. I'll show it again after the sprint if you can stick around for 6 minutes. A whole hour of not being able to screenshot the goods. That's right. It's not like this is going to be published someday or also edited on stream. Wolf probably does just have a series of screenshots on his computer that are things that he's managed to see me writing ahead of time. Caught in the act. Oh my gosh, ECC Books, hello! How are you? Oh, thanks, Woof, for doing that shout out. You beat me to it. More books. Hey, Kit, how are you? How did stream go? No, you got her. Oh, you, oh, I'll do it. There you go. I forgot the S. They've been crushing. Hey, leader, how are you? We're just finishing up our first sprint of the day. Icy hat. Yes, we're almost done with the hat though. It's been on for well more than 10 minutes. Thanks for the hydrate. Time to restart with the doll. All right, I'm gonna take these off for 1 minute because they hurt a little bit, and I will put them back on at the end of the sprint with the hat and the glasses for the break. just put this dude's name in here. Alright, I'm gonna leave the camera a bit wonky because we're gonna try and get all the things. We're gonna put all the things on and then we'll do the stretch because I know that's what you guys really want to see. Also, I promised Woof I'd show. Woof, there's the horse. Tell me that you're looking. Tell me that you can see. I'm gonna do the moon at lunch. It's gonna happen. You can start to see the headdress is gonna be up here. This is the first part of the headdress. This horse is amazing. Oh my gosh. I have a bell. Hello, everybody. Oh, I forgot to put my headphones on. Just 1 second. That's not going to work. The majestic butt stallion. That is what Wolf named his horse. No, the horse is, this is a cross stitch. It's thread. It's made of embroidery thread. These little spots here are, just white. I just haven't done those yet. That's going to be yellow. You have so many points, Squanchy. Does that mean that the voices will continue throughout? Alright, let's see if we can get the hat. Let's see if we can get the hat to cooperate today. Oh, oh dear. I have to put it on. This side. I'm an old woods witch. I'm not used to wearing so many hats. There we go. There we go. And ta-da! Oh, I haven't actually played Borderlands, although I do know that that's where the name came from. I got confused because there is actually a thing called diamond painting, and when you search cross-stitch on Amazon, it brings up a lot of diamond paintings, even though they're not nearly the same thing. But yes, that's the horse. That's Butt Stallion, the majestic Butt Stallion. Doesn't look like much of a horse just yet, but it will, it will. Hello, Banshee, how are you? Let's do that stretch. Now that we're wearing all the things, let's have a stretch. Oh my goodness, feels so good. Hello, how are you? Woof, how is the day treating you so far? Are you in the office today? Is it going well? Butt Stallion needs, yes, Butt Raccoons sound like the perfect friends for Butt Stallion. I'll have to see if I can find them on Cross Stitch. Oh, you're home today. That's good news. I thought you were working at the office all week this week. That's good. That's good. Oh yes, let's see how many words we did. 827, that's not bad. I had to keep checking back at my document to see what I actually made these people look like. This is why I make notes, because I can never remember what I decided at any given point in time. So if I have notes, then it's much easier for me to remember what I'm doing with things. I forgot what I was doing halfway through that statement, so that should give you some idea of how well my brain works some days. Oh my goodness. Ooh, think I might, I'm starting to wonder, I might need to get my, prescription updated. Waiting for a response from the RAF to see if they want to take me in, occasionally going on to VR and having enough caffeine to kill off a small country. What's the RAF? Hang on, I'm trying to take off my sweater without knocking everything off my head. Very challenging. We are on the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We've watched 2 episodes. Oh, the Royal Air Force. I see. Good luck. I'm assuming you want a positive answer, so good luck. I should have known. I knew that was a familiar acronym. My old lady witch brain is just not working today. I'm going to blame it on the Ephema voice. Well, I don't have much of an opinion yet because we've only seen 2 episodes. But Patton Oswalt was in them both, and I like him. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We are on the final season. Oh wait! Season 6 isn't the final season. Season 6 is the next to last season. I'm wrong! I don't know that I thought season 6 was the best season. Ghost was very annoyed because they used Incan mythology but a Mayan temple. I can count! There are 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought it was very interesting. Cover your ears, children. I guess I don't have to spoil. I thought Sarge was very interesting. Very interesting to see that actor doing that particular thing. For certain. Also, I'm very sad about what they did to my sweet baby Davis. I think his name was Davis. It was my sweet baby. He grew up in an earlier season. He finally got lines after lurking in the background for like 10 episodes. And then they did him dirty, my poor sweet little baby. I get attached to the NPCs. I feel like I can't get my whole face in frame. It's it's a challenge. I think that it got weird in season 5 and it never really stopped being weird. I like Enoch. I'm happy that he's been in 3 seasons. He's a sweet boy. Oh, weirder than season 5. Oh boy, I better strap myself in. You probably wouldn't remember Davis. He was a sweet little baby NPC. Hung out in the background for like 10 episodes before he finally got a line. And then he became the pilot of the Zephyr. I like Enoch. Enoch is very interesting. Good friend. Enoch is goated. What does that mean? Oh my goodness. Oh, greatest of all time. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I have to start using that. Except if an old woman from the woods who's a witch says goated, it usually means something else when we talk about goats.
like goats, actually. Most people think that goats are creepy because of their eyes, but I think goats are adorable. Fun after effect? Ephema doesn't actually have the ability to turn anyone into a goat, but she can, at later levels, send them to a pocket dimension and just leave them there. That's where you go if you're rude and you need a timeout. I tried to send the Grumpus there. He deserved it. I think after we finish watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're going to try watching the Orville. I haven't seen any of that yet. I've heard good things. Sci-fi, funny sci-fi, so we might try watching that. I really hope that Strange New Worlds gets a season 2. That was very good. Nice to see a Star Trek show going. It's hard to say words when you're using an accent. I would like to see it go back to the episodic format. It was very well done. Interesting characters. I like what they did with Spock. I didn't like what they did with Kirk, but hopefully they won't be seeing too much more of him because I actually like Pike. I'd like to see more with Captain Pike. Yes, Strange New Worlds was very good. And Ghost actually really liked it too. He's not as big of a Star Trek nerd as me. He hasn't obsessively watched every version, every series like I have, but he really liked it. I think he liked it even more than Picard. We never watched much of Discovery, in all honesty. We never even finished the first season. And it wasn't because we didn't necessarily like it. It just fell off our radar for a while. Although I don't know. I had mixed feelings about Discovery. I don't think I should have an opinion though, because I think we only watched like 6 episodes of it. So I couldn't really form an opinion. It feels mean to have an opinion of something that was half finished, if that. I'm just glad that there is Star Trek happening in the world again. We also started watching Andor. That is an interesting show, but it moves at a snail's pace, and I'm an expert at snails. I'd have to see. I don't think we have the platform. I think the problem was that we didn't have the platform that Discovery is on, so it was hard to find. But that was a while ago. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's easier to find now, because I know they moved all the Star Trek things. I think they're all on Paramount now. Andor is very slow. I'm very much enjoying it, but I kind of feel like it would have made a better, like, a movie. What I feel when I watch Andor is like, damn, this would have made a really good movie. 'Cause I almost feel like they shot it like a movie and then just broke it up into the sometimes where it ends is really weird. Like I feel like they should have just done the first 3 episodes should have just been 1 episode. It was all one thing and they shouldn't have cut it up. But I am interested to see. We know where that story ends because of Rogue One, so it makes me very sad because I love Cassian to bits. But I'm interested to see where it goes. I think we're currently watching Rings of Power. We're caught up on that. We're watching She-Hulk. We're caught up on that. That's another one that's moving kind of weirdly slow. I like the humor, but I don't see where the overall plot is going. And we're like 6 episodes in. And we're watching Andor as well. We're caught up on that. And we're almost done with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I need to find out when that Weird Al movie is happening, because we both really want to see that. Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al. How weird. Goodness me. Alright. I think we're almost done with the hat and the accent. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to do some ads, so I apologize if you see a couple of ads, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do another sprint. And see if we can finish this scene, because we still have another scene to write. And I'm very excited to actually get these names of these characters in here. So I'm going to pop AFK into the BRB screen, and I'll be back in 2 minutes as Megan instead of Efima. let's fix camera. Let's wait for Squanchy to redeem the next, the next voice that he desires to hear. Whew. Alright, and let's do some clicky clacking. Moose, hello, how are you? Thank you for the hydrate. Oh hey, how are you? Here for afternoon motivation. You can do the thing. You got this. Let's do it together. I'm gonna see, hopefully I can finish this scene on the sprint or come very close to the end of the scene. Because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of conversation in this, and I'm pretty speedy at dialogue, especially now that I got all the descriptions in there. So, sorry, I've definitely, I don't think I've hurt my back yet, but I can definitely feel my back being annoyed about something. So I'm like almost hurt my back, so I'm trying to be very careful about how I sit. Those new chairs can't come quickly enough. I need to actually sit down and decide what chair I want to get. Because my back is done with this one. Thank you, Moose, for the posture check. Let's get the cushion in the right spot, and let's do some clicky clackies. Good luck to anyone who is working with us. I don't know why I got all squeaky, but it happened. Also, Halo said parts of Andor, I guess, filmed where you go up in Scotland. I would love to go there. It's so gorgeous. Scotland has the most majestic mountains that I have seen in person. Hope you guys aren't hearing the boys downstairs being loud. If you are, let me know. I can try to adjust my mic.
Nickelnut, hello! How are you? Indeed, indeed. Lascivious? Are you muted for sure, Nickelnut? If you're not muted, respond to these words. Okay, lascivious. Without looking it up, I don't know the specific meaning, but I believe lascivious is usually associated with lustful people or people with vices. I could be mixing it up with a different word. I'm not sure I understand the question. Sorry, Nickelnut. I'm actually just really focused on what I'm writing right now. I don't usually talk a lot during the sprints, so, if I seem distracted, that's why. And, thank you. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I've only been on Twitch for about a year, but I've actually been self-publishing since 2014. I mean, I try to sell books pretty regularly. I don't make a ton of money off of what I do, but that is the goal. Writing is my full-time thing. I'm trying to make a living off of it to the best of my ability. But I make I make no secret of the fact that I don't make a ton of money. My husband has thankfully helped us rearrange our finances so that I can do this on the regular. And I'm very, very appreciative of that. What is the word I'm looking for? Whoops. I don't know if this is exactly the word I'm looking for, but I might use it for now and change it later. Alright, the sprint is over. I'm not quite done with this scene, but mostly just because I'm trying to decide where to end this scene and start the next one. We started... I think we started here. I kind of forget. So that was another 867. Let's see. That brings us to 1,582 for the scene and for stream so far. I think I've pretty much conveyed all the information that I wanted to have in this particular scene. So I'm basically just trying to figure out where I want my last, where I want my, like, ending line to be. And then we're gonna start another scene. So kind of the next little sequence, which I have detailed in the outline, is basically an introduction to these new characters. So they've suddenly appeared, and our main characters are sort of trying to figure out who they are and what they're dealing with and what this means, especially to Aleith, what this means for her quest, because the last time she tried to do this quest, she did not meet these figures. And now suddenly she's on round 2 of trying to do this quest, and she's met these strange people, and she kind of doesn't know what that means. So I feel like this scene and the next scene are very much sort of an introduction to these new characters, getting a feel for who they are and how they fit into the bigger picture, and then we're going to initiate the next part of the confrontation. And so if you remember from when we were writing series scenes last week, we basically have 2 narratives that are running side by side here. We have Ciri, who is dealing with the Watchers and trying to figure out what's going on with them and if they've been lying to her. And we have Aleith, who is with Jaelin on this pilgrimage, this holy quest that her mother set to her, that she doesn't have much information about. I think that she's suddenly realizing that she has much less understanding and concept of than she originally thought that she had. And so we have these sort of narratives running side by side. And so each of them are going to be building towards different confrontations at different times. And this is why I kind of said earlier in stream that I'm going to need to rearrange some of the order that I've actually presented the scenes in, because I feel like I have a really intense scene from Ciri, and then I have a drop off where it the tension kind of evaporates too soon. So I definitely need to sort of make sure that I'm switching back and forth between the narratives in a way that doesn't present any lulls, but also gives the reader a break every now and then. If you want to have tension that pulls a reader through your story in general. It's one of the ways that you control pacing. But you also need to be careful that you don't keep your characters and your reader at maximum tension at all times. If the tension is too high for too long, then the stakes start to feel hollow. You need to have small, not like total drop-offs of tension, right? Not total resolution, because that doesn't keep the momentum going. But you need to have small releases where the characters and the reader can at least catch their breath, so that when the stakes start to build again, it feels exciting again, if that makes sense. If you think about stress in the real world, if you think about urgency, a sense of urgency, if you live in a constant state of stress and urgency for, I don't know, say a year, like we did in lockdown, it becomes very fatiguing. And you hit a point at which you've reached max fatigue and you basically can't be affected by anything anymore. The same can happen on a smaller scale, on a much smaller scale, with someone who is experiencing a story. So you have to walk that line between keeping high tension for a long enough time that the story feels exciting, but not for so long that the reader becomes fatigued and stops caring. And so different genres will do this in different ways, and different genres have different levels of tension at different times. So if you're talking about a dark fantasy like Game of Thrones, then you would expect high tension for a longer period of time because it's very common to that setting. If you're talking about a thriller or a horror story, you would expect high tension for a longer period of time because those things are inherent to
those genres. Those are things that are expected in those genres, and especially in horror, like, you always know that something is going to happen at a certain point in time, but you don't necessarily know when the bad thing is going to happen. And that's something that horror does very well, with keeping the characters and the viewer or reader in a high level of suspense for a long period of time. But with something like an epic fantasy that goes on, yes, I know, plot structure. I've gone off on a tangent here. I hope this is helpful to someone. But if you have a long-running series like a sci-fi or a fantasy, you need to have small drops in that tension, times when your characters and your reader can breathe. Every now and then, the reader has to be able to put down the book when your characters are mostly safe. You still want there to be tension, you still want there to be urgency, something that is pulling your reader through that plot. You can't drop it off completely. But again, if you keep a reader in that level of suspense for 3,000 pages, they're eventually going to get to a point where they stop believing you that the horror is real, right? Essentially, these stakes will not feel real enough. And so that's kind of the line that you have to walk. I definitely do not have that balanced in the first draft of this book, which is normal. It's very normal for that to happen. When I was looking through my outline, I was basically trying to balance between when the narratives would happen. Now that I know where my points of high tension and low tension are, I can move that around to make it work better. The book I'm reading right now had a great first 10 to 12 chapters, next 240 paces, pacing so slow. Yeah. I knew what you meant, pages. 240 chapters. I've read a lot of books that had that problem too. Like, I read a long-running fantasy series where the early books by this author were very good, and then the later books, when she sort of didn't, like, when you could tell that the publisher was making money off of her, essentially, and they didn't pay as much attention to maybe the editing process, they were just like, yeah, her name will sell a book. So the later books in the series were like 200 pages of here's how people did stuff in fantasy times, day-to-day life, and then like 20 pages of plot at the end. And it's like, that is not interesting. They tell you to skip that stuff for a reason. Little bits and breadcrumbs of like how people do this or that is fine, and you do want that kind of world building, but I don't want to read a book in which the entire plot happens in 20 pages, because it's not enough. It doesn't give me enough of a sense that it was challenging, or that it was interesting, or that it was worth telling a story in which, you know, why did I read 300 pages in which only like the last 50 pages mattered? So it is a challenge. It's a challenge to find a way, and people disagree about how that balance should be struck too. If you talk to 5 different writers, you might get 5 different opinions about how much tension and when you should have tension breaks, and how many tension breaks you should even actually have. But it's a thing to be aware of. And I would say it's editing problems, because it is. It's not something you're gonna nail in your first draft. Hey, Vinyl, how are you? Comfy lurking while I get ready for work. Hope you're having a great time. We're doing pretty good. I think we're just about done with our first scene. And when I stop rambling about plot structure, I'm going to start another scene. Also, Vinyl, look at Butt Stallion. Look at how it's coming along. Ooh, I'm actually not holding it upright. There we go. That's straight. I got that problem from my beta readers of current novel. Got 2 people saying it was too slow and 3 who claimed it was too fast. Yeah, so that is a thing that you're gonna run into, is that people have different opinions, right? If you've got some people saying it's too slow and some people saying it's too fast, I would try and meet somewhere in the middle. Take a look at, yeah, it's really, like, it only looked like this was, like, all I did on stream on Saturday, so it looked like nothing. But you can kind of start to see, like, this is the horse's forehead, and then there's a headdress up here that I started.
So I'm really excited to hopefully have it start looking like something. And now that, like, there's a brown on there, you can see how the blue, like, the middle blues are a little bit tamer. So yeah, if you've got people saying it's too fast and people saying it's too slow, I would try to meet in the middle. What you could also do is get back with those people and say which parts felt too fast and which parts felt too slow. Because what you might be able to do, what you might find is that the people who think it's slow might think certain places are slow, and the people who think it's fast might think certain places are fast. And if you're able to basically redistribute that tension a bit, put the slow parts in places where it feels a little bit more appropriate for something to slow down, you might be able to balance that pacing a bit more. If you can change the order of things, if you can change the order of scenes. Another thing to keep in mind is, this depends very heavily on your genre as well. If you're writing fantasy, most people expect a fantasy story to start out slow. Most people are okay with the fact that you're going to have a lot of world building, you're going to have a lot of introduction in a fantasy world, so it might be okay if your pacing is a little bit slower, genre appropriately, at the beginning. Whereas if people think that it's a little too slow near the end, then you might want to increase the speed a little bit, if that makes sense. This is all, again, very subjective, but that's how I would deal with that feedback, is I would ask which parts felt fast, which parts felt slow, like which parts did you feel like it was dragging, and compare and see if, because what you'll probably find is that the slow parts are in different places than the fast parts, first of all. And then I would just kind of look at how I could redistribute that tension and see if I could change the order of a few things to pull through. And sometimes you just have to live with the fact that something feels slow. Hey, Pie! Oh boy. Always appreciate your thoughts. As you say, it's subjective, but I aimed to pinpoint their feedback and then go with my gut feeling. It sounds like you're handling it exactly the right way. Because if somebody says that something is slow and you feel like that part just needs to be slow, to some extent, you might have to live with that. This is 5 hydrates for Pie. A 1. A 2. A 3. A 4. And a 5. Hail hydrate. So yeah, totally. And I had that. I had a novel come back from betas recently where, again, it's dual narratives. So some of my characters are off doing one thing and some of my characters are off doing another thing. And I've done, like I said, I cut away at a moment of high tension to a different plot because that's one of the ways that you pull pacing through, you enhance suspense. And I got a note from one of my betas when I'd cut away to another part of the plot where they were like, oh no, I wanted to know what happened to this other character. And it's like, of course you do. That's what keeps you reading, right? You have to wait to see that resolution. So something like that, I'm not going to change because I want my reader to be that invested that they will keep reading a few more chapters until they get to what's happening, right? So they get to that big event. So yeah, and really at the end of the day, One Vamp, like you said, you're the only one who can properly decide what the balance for that story should be because you're the only one who knows all the details. And betas can often help you pinpoint a problem area in your book, but they can't necessarily help you fix it because they don't necessarily know why you've made the choices that you've made. And there are a lot of choices to be made at any point in time in a story. You really have to balance between pacing and information and character and mood and tone and all that kind of stuff. So the only person who really has all that sort of stuff in their head enough to make a decision about it is the person who's writing the story. And not everyone will agree with the choices that you make for fixing things, and sometimes you might not even agree that there's a problem with a particular
part of a story, but it's always good to be open-minded and take that feedback and try to see that you're getting the best possible story. Honestly, I think that's the best way to handle that. So yeah, that was my plot structure tangent, and I'm glad that you guys found it. I know I go off on these sort of things every now and then, but I also feel like these are things that writers don't openly talk about a lot because it's boring, and most people want to hear about your magic system or how this kingdom became a thing, or you know, the history of your main character. And most people don't want to hear about how do I move my scenes around so that I'm actually telling the story in a good order and it feels exciting. Like, most people don't necessarily want to talk about that because it doesn't sound interesting. But it's very important because pacing is one of the primary ways that you control how a story feels, right? And again, genre specific. If you're writing a mystery story, you want that to feel exciting. If you're writing a thriller, you want that to feel very exciting and very sometimes disorienting and like, oh my god, what's happening? I don't understand. And if you're writing a fantasy, then you actually need to have time to let the reader process information about this strange world and how it works and what the words mean and all that kind of stuff. So it's important. End of tangent. I know we just took a break not that long ago, but I really need a quick bio, so I'm going to pop AFK. There might be a few ads because this will probably be our last break. I'll probably hopefully just go to the end at this point. So I might do a quick ad break and then we'll come back and do probably 2 more sprints. Also, I think if I pop AFK, the ending for this is gonna pop into my head, which is really good. So I will be right back. I like hearing about it, but then again, I learned from you. Well, thank you. That's why I'm here, is so that part of it is so that I can write and we can all work together, but part of it is so that we can talk craft and we can talk shop and we can bounce ideas off of each other, and because I can learn from you guys too. I can learn from every writer that brings something to the table. Hey, Angel Faye, how are you? And that's part of what I'm here for, because when I first started writing, like, Twitch wasn't like Twitch is now, and people didn't have these kinds of streams or have these kinds of conversations. And lots of writers do get defensive and don't want to talk about their methods because, I don't know, they're worried someone will steal it, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like, we can all learn from each other's experience, and to me, that's part of the glory of doing this. Published my second novel to Amazon and D2D today. I can't remember what D2D is. It's escaping me. I made a new cover and outlining my new urban fantasy novel for NaNoWriMo. Draft to digital. Oh my goodness. I was like, it's something to digital, and I couldn't think of the first word. Nice. Angel Faye, congrats. If you would like, you can drop a link in the chat so everyone can go check that out. I'm gonna take a quick bio break, like I said. You might see just a couple ads, and then we'll come back. We'll do some sprints, and we'll get this chapter finished.
I return. Angel Faye, thank you so much for sharing that link. I've got it open in a tab so I can check it out after the stream. And everybody check that out. Give it a look-see. Good luck. I hope your release goes well. I like the cover. I've always struggled with when I make covers myself. I always struggle with having people on them, so I am very impressed. Because the only covers, you'll notice that the only covers that I have that have people on them were all made by other people. All of my covers just have objects that I've made. I have a new cover. The one you see is the first one. Oh, interesting. So are you just waiting for Amazon to update to the new cover? I do have Discord. Yeah, if you want to send me the other cover, I can flash it up on screen if you want on the stream for everyone to see. I believe I'm just plain Striker. Instead of the no Starborn. Ooh, Victoria sent me some nice craft stuff that I'm excited to look at. Also, I just spelled Discord wrong. If you're not already in the Pepper Patch, I share that with Ghost Pepper, so that you can find me over there. I typed it Sistcord the first time, and I was like, no, that's not gonna help anyone. So, true to my prediction, when I popped AFK, I perfectly figured out where I want the scene to end. It's basically just a few more paragraphs. So, thank you, Angel Faye. That's awesome. I've perfectly planned what I want to end for this scene and start for the next scene. So we're going to do that in the next sprint. I just need to check. Yes, where I want it to end. Perfect. Perfect. I'm just waiting so I can show Angel Faye's new cover before we begin, because I don't want you to have to wait 20 minutes for the excitement. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. What? I love it. So that is the new cover. Hopefully Amazon will update for you quickly. I know that it can be a real pain sometimes waiting for Amazon to actually finish an update. I love the everything being in the silhouette. That's such a cool idea. Absolutely gorgeous. See, I love this idea, and I would never even think of something like that. I just love seeing what other people come up with for their covers. Because when I'm like, what should I put on this cover? I'm like, I don't know. A thing. And then I see people do cool stuff like this. Studied graphic design. Nice! That's awesome, Angel Faye. Well, thank you for sharing. I really, really like that. Again, this is why I hire somebody to do some of my other covers, because I'm just like... I feel so bad because I'm working on the next box set for the Celestial Serenade. The first cover is... I can pop it up on screen, but the first cover is a dragon constellation, because I basically said to my cover artist, I was like, I want a dragon constellation, and she made this, which is absolutely just fantastically gorgeous. And now it's time to do the second box set, Song of the Spheres, and I was like, I need your advice because I know I want it to be a planet and a dragon, and I don't know what to suggest. She has not replied, which leads me to believe that she probably has an idea because she's amazing and she'll come up with something. Also published the paperback on KDP. Nice! Good luck with it, Angel Faye. Like I said, I have the buy link open in a tab so I can actually take a proper look at it. I have a soft spot for romances. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I have a soft spot for them. So I will definitely be checking that out after the stream. But now, let's do some clicky-clackying. I gotta say, I updated my OBS before this stream, and I'm really put off by how big they made everything. And all of the stuff that I used to, like, devote a lot of screen space to feels really small, and I can't seem to shrink it. So every time I look at my OBS, I'm like, okay, where is everything? But here's what we're looking for. Let's do it. Peter? Oh my goodness. Peter, hello. How are you? We got the clicky clackies. What are you snacking on? I'm doing pretty good. Thinking of some dinner, but I'm sleepy. I need it because I'm hungry. I mean, do you have something that you can just quick throw in the microwave? That's what I would do. Quick food and then a nap, and then if you wake up and you're still hungry, you can have something more detailed. I don't know why I said detailed, but that's the word I went with. right, that's going to be the end of scene 1. And now we are going to have the start of scene 2. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, just trying to get through. We've got one more scene to write now that we just finished the last one. This story is a bit of a train wreck, but we're bumbling through to the end of it. Doing some world-class clacks today? I hope so. I hope so. Making some pasta? Ooh, I love pasta. And pasta's usually pretty easy. I mean, you just heat it up. You heat up the sauce. My life is a train wreck. Peter, I'm sorry to hear that, but we're here for you. We're here to hopefully give you a place to chill, vibe, and hang out. So enjoy. Enjoy while you are with us. In Israel, we have a day that is called Yom Kippur, and we are not allowed to eat or drink for 12 hours from today until tomorrow night. Oh my gosh, I have nothing but respect for people who can do that, because I don't know how I would manage. I get really low blood sugar if I don't eat for a couple hours, and I get shaky, so I can only imagine how difficult that must be. I was at my writing class and I just couldn't even pretend to be patient. Was it like that you were having trouble writing, Peter, or was something else going on? Good luck, Angel Faye, with Yom Kippur. I only know a little bit about it, but I have massive, massive respect for people who observe it. Is it acceptable to issue? I'm not going to try and say that because I'm going to say it wrong. I heard it on the radio as an acceptable greeting or wish for the day, but I'm unsure if it's okay. Yeah, let us know. Let us know what how we like respond, how we're supposed to respond, or what well wishes we're supposed to give for Yom Kippur, because I don't know that either. Thank God it's once a year. Yeah. I feel you. I was raised Christian, so we don't really have any like real fasting things. There's oh my goodness, Lent. I almost couldn't think of it, but it's not the same. It's much more intangible. You wish good wealth, happiness, and health, and more. Well, good health and happiness and wealth to you for Yom Kippur. I like learning about this stuff because I grew up in an area that wasn't good at like introducing us to other traditions. Like it was pretty much everyone where I grew up was Christian, and so it was really the only thing I was exposed to. So I like learning about other cultures and other religions and how people observe and like the meaning of things and all that. I think that even if it's not my religion or my practice, it's good to understand, and it's good to be supportive of people for you know, all those kinds of things. I find it so interesting to learn about it all as well, especially as an adult. I feel like as a young person, your capacity to learn or emphasis is so limited. And it's not until you're older that you see a massive world. Yeah, I think it's important to see as well how everything fits together and how there's not just one way of looking at things as well, because you know, even though someone has a different religion or different beliefs and practices, I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? We're all on this world trying to be happy and get along and you know, do whatever we think is the thing we're supposed to do. And it's better and easier if we, you know, get along with each other and help each other and understand that we all take different paths to go to the same place rather than fighting over how it should be. Can't focus anymore, Angel Faye. I hope you're doing okay. Take a break. Get some rest. I won't say I won't say get a cup of tea for obvious reasons, but get some rest. Take care of yourself. Yeah, get some good sleep. I guess it's probably pretty late in the day compared to here where you are. So get some rest, take care, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for sharing your cover and your book with us. We appreciate it. Whoops. Cute Samifer, I don't think I said that right, but welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Let me know how to properly say your name. And thank you so much for following. How are you today? I definitely do not think I wrote as much as I hoped during that. Words are not forthcoming today. Another 874. We're at least consistent today. That's 2,456 for the day. So I'm hoping to get about 1,000 more in one last sprint. Words are our friends, some days more so than others. Oops, sorry, I'm just sending Ghost a quick text because I asked him to stop by the mailbox on the way home and grab something for me because I'm supposed to be getting a package today. I ordered myself some cute little scissors, some embroidery scissors that have phoenixes on them, and it was delivered today in our mail slot, so he's gonna pop by. Let me see if I can open the picture in a way that does this. There we go. I just have to hide my address so you guys can't see it, but these are my scissors. They were delivered today. I'm super excited. I bought myself some crafty stuff. So my new hoops, of one of which is back there, and I got these cute little embroidery scissors, which I'm super excited about. So those arrived today. Fun times, fun times. And I'm just waiting for my Hades puzzle to arrive in Canada now. Bird of Inferno, hello! How are you? What is up? How is Mr. Striker? Is D&D on tonight? Mr. Striker did say that he was feeling better before he left for work today. I don't think he's 100%. I think he's just feeling quite cruddy. But D&D is on for tonight. That will be 6:30 PST. And I think they're going to be on Ghost's channel. I think they were on Flutterdie's channel last time, so they'll be on Ghost's channel tonight. If they were on whose channel were they on last week? I think it was Flutter. Let me check. I can actually check. Yeah, they were on Flutterdie's channel last week, so they will be on Ghost Pepper's tonight. Let me do GH Roast Pepper. Check that out. I think tomorrow he might also be hoping to do more of D&D chatting. He had to postpone it from Monday because he wasn't feeling well. Having a rough day, but watched Ocean's 8 and had tea, and that helped. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're having a rough day, Bird of Inferno. If there's anything you need/want to talk about, let us know. I'm glad that you were able to take a U break and feel better, though. That's very, very important if you're having a rough time. I learned that after last Thursday, but we had a chill lunch out on Saturday, and I'm doing a lot better. So I'm glad to hear that you're feeling a bit better. They are intense scissors. Yeah, they're supposed to be ultra sharp because they're for crafting. Sometimes they are our enemies. I'm assuming you mean the scissors as a bird I approve. Yeah, peacocks have a kind of special meaning to me after writing the Celestial Serenade because one of the main characters, Salus, was often associated with a peacock for various reasons. And so now kind of whenever I see stuff with peacocks on it, I'm like, I really want. So I have my Clockwork Dragon clock, which is again a tribute to that same series. And now I'm gonna have my my peacock scissors, and I'm really excited about it. I have memories of those awesome Flutter layouts. Yeah, I was pretty sure they were on her channel last week. They rotate, so it goes Ghost, Collie, Flutter, and then back to Ghost for the most part. I don't know when Wolf is gonna get in on doing the D&D streams, but he's welcome anytime. Fox Rider, hello! How are you? What is up? I love when things become special because of characters. Yes, I have several things. I also have this. Wolf actually has one of these too. It's a little dusty, but I have this feather, this leather feather with a little bead on it. This is one of many things I have that represents Damarin, because in several universes, Damarin dates a winged elf named Sesha, who often gives him feathers from his wings from when he's molting, and Damarin puts the feathers in his hair. So that's what that represents. There are many things. Leather feather is a great word. Yeah. A glitter bomb. Thank you, Fox Rider, for blessing us with your glitter bomb. Went shopping today and just settling in for my daily writing. Nice. Things are going pretty well. My word counts are lower than I expected today, possibly because I knew what I wanted to do for these scenes, so I'm not, like, meandering a bunch. But progress is being made. Sometimes it's not about the words, it's about the progress. I have to remind myself that every day as well. We've done about 2,400 words, which is great. I think if I get another 1,000 words in, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with writing around 3,500. That's kind of the goal for today anyway. So I basically just need to figure out, because I kind of have run into this problem where I info dumped a bunch of stuff into the beginning of this chapter, and it was kind of everything that I was planning to talk about. So I have to figure out a little bit more of what actually happens in this scene. No waffle words then? I mean, I'm not gonna say that there aren't any. Because I probably will find some. Or I'm about to write a bunch of waffle words and we'll see. I know, I info dump so hardcore when I do my first drafts. I did a scene yesterday where I just basically started out with a huge info dump, and I was very cognizant of the fact that I was info dumping. And I was like, it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen right now, and I'll fix it later. Yeah, I think the advice to avoid info dumps is good advice. But I also think that when you're doing a first draft, if the best way for you to move the story forward is to just dump a bunch of information in there and deal with it later, don't worry about it. Like, because you'll deal with it later. At least for me, I'm like, at least the information's in there. I can deal with it. I just had an idea for this scene, actually, which is great. Mid-sentence, I was like, ooh, idea that has nothing to do with the words that are coming out of my mouth. Sometimes you just gotta get that shit out there. Exactly. Sometimes you just need it out of your brain and onto the page. And once it's on the page, you can figure out where it goes. But if you don't put it on the page, you might forget about it, and then you'll come back to the scene and you'll be like, wait, there's a piece missing. What do I do with this, right? So my philosophy is get it out of your head. If you don't need it, you can delete it later. Words be like they do. They do. Sometimes they be good. Sometimes they be bitches. Sometimes words be bitches. Also, just because I'm enjoying showing it, look at my cross stitch, guys. I've shown it like 4 times, but I don't care. I'm super excited about it. These are my new cross stitch hoops as well. I got giant new cross stitch hoops and I'm really happy with them. They hold the canvas really well without getting loose because they have a little lip on the inside, which the wooden ones don't have. So I'm super happy about that. Belle is taking a break because she finished, but I show you. Look, she done. We finish her. She says brav. There will be an E over here eventually when I do Beast. But basically, I'm taking a little break from Belle. She's hanging out. She's chilling. She's not Creepy Skull anymore. She got For Real's eyes. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, this is going to be for Flutterdye. I'm just taking a break to work on the one for Woof, which is going to be a horse. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And this is kind of what it looks like now. So you can sort of see where it's coming together. We're doing the forehead. I'm basically gonna do the outline of the horse head. Like I'm gonna do the head and the ears up here. And then I'm gonna take a break and set this one aside and go back to Belle. Go back to Beauty and the Beast and do Beastie Boy. So it's coming along. I take breaks from them because I don't want my yarn to fall. I take breaks from them because they can be pretty monotonous.
Make me talk like oh god, Squanchy, okay. Hang on, this is gonna be squeaky. Hello, this is the Jaquella Miranda voice. I take breaks from them because they can get very monotonous otherwise, and if I don't, then I get bored, so I switch off between them. There's a plan, absolutely. So then, basically, I'll do the horse head, and then I'll do beast, and then I'll come back and work on the horse some more, and I have a third one I'm planning on starting, but I want to finish Beauty and the Beast first. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me flashing them, but I'm just really proud of how they're turning out. I haven't cross-stitched in a while, and it feels really nice. I have that problem in one of my stories. I have a whole new world with the humanoids, like dwarves and elves who are not like traditional ones. And it's like, how the hell do I show this without info dumping? I feel you exactly, Fox Writer. I'm the same. Whenever someone's like, don't spend a bunch of time showing things about your fantasy world, I'm like, well, then how are people going to understand? And also, I'm a big believer, I have this philosophy. Every time you introduce something new in a fantasy world, you should explain it to your reader, because otherwise people get frustrated. I see all these tweets where people are like, I gave up on a fantasy book because I don't understand anything after 10 chapters. And I'm like, this is because you need to introduce your concepts slowly, and you need to explain them so that people can understand. Cheers, Peter. Here's a hydrate. And here's a fabulous Jack Skellington hat. I feel like the Jaquella voice is actually the hardest because I constantly worry that I'm gonna peak my mic and you just won't hear anything I say for 10 minutes. Also, it's very high-pitched, so I worry about headphone users. But here we are. This is the voice that I use for Miranda when we play Monster Prom. She's an undersea princess. And I also used this voice when I played Jaquella for a D&D campaign that I sadly had to drop out of because our summer really dropped some heavy bombs on us. But hopefully I'll get to revive her someday. She was a dwarf barbarian. She had a fabulous lady beard, because headcanon, dwarves have beards, deal with it. Lady dwarves have them too. I have headphones on, but it sounds fine. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Bird of Inferno. Thank you for letting me know. On chapter 32, the energy system is mentioned yet again. I still don't understand how it works, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. Sometimes you don't need to explain things. If you flip a switch and it works, I mean, I sometimes am guilty of, I don't consider my stuff when I write sci-fi, I don't consider it to be hard sci-fi, I consider it to be soft sci-fi, because I don't explain how my technology works. And I don't really explain it because I'm not an engineer, and I'm not a scientist, and I figure if it's a sufficiently advanced civilization, it can be a tiny bit magical, and it'll be fine. We just don't understand how it works, but it's technology. Especially since so much of my world is built on these specific changes. So explaining it is important. Yeah, exactly. But describing a dwarf whose people is descended from dragons and elves. Oh, wait, that sounds amazing. Holy shit. Descended from unicorns and halflings, descended from the mighty Sphinx. I want to read this book. This sounds so awesome. Future science. Exactly. I almost went a bit squeaky there. Oh my goodness. We're gonna start the final sprint soon. Oh, so I had an idea. I don't know why this didn't occur to me before, but instead of just having a travel scene, I'm going to have Jaylin take Alea at the side and try to talk to her about her problems, which will probably backfire because she has a huge temper. But also, there's a little bit of a thing inside Jaylin that's trying to wake up and cause problems. So we might have a little bit of a play. And I know exactly where I want the scene to end, so this is good. pro info dump person as long as there are breaks in between because I want to be immersed. Yeah, exactly. I usually write my info dumps as like one giant page, and then I break it up into little breadcrumbs so that it doesn't feel like an info dump when you read it, but you still get all that information. Oh my goodness. Space zombies, why not? Exactly. The key thing about this whole thing is how something has infected the unicorns, and now all of the unicorns are carnivorous zombies. What? I've never heard of zombie unicorns before. That sounds amazing. Super cute and terrifying at the same time. I want it. Give it to me. I don't usually like zombie stories, but I'm on board for zombie unicorns. I'm on board. Yeah, well, first of all, your excitement shows when you're talking about it, and I think that's awesome. And also, I definitely want to know when I can read it, Fox. Keep us informed. I think that the most important thing about a project is always that you're excited. And I know I talked at the beginning of stream about how I'm having a crisis with this current work in progress. Ermagerd Zermber Unicorns. That was really high-pitched. Oh my gosh. I talked about how I'm having a crisis of faith with this particular work in progress and how it's a train wreck, and I'm not sure if I like anything about it. But at the same time, there are parts of it that I'm excited about, and I'm trying to hold on to that excitement because it's the most important thing. Because as long as you're excited, you can save it. You can bring it back. You can make it do the work. You have come at a very weird time. Moose, this is me talking as my character Jakella from a D&D campaign. I think we're almost done talking like Jakella. I hope we're almost done talking like Jakella. And then we're going to do a sprint. We're going to start the final sprint soon, actually. I have the first few paragraphs, but I keep rewriting it. I mean, just barrel on ahead like the Kool-Aid Man, Fox. What's the furthest you've ever gotten into a project before deciding not to continue with it? I don't know. I always come back and finish them eventually. I'm a bad person to ask that question. 3 years? Oh. I mean, I wrote the whole original first draft of Dreamers July, then let it sit for like 8 years, and then I came back and finished it, so... because it's not perfect the first time, so I hate it. Oh no, that's so hard. I feel that every day. I tell myself it doesn't have to be perfect, but it feels like it should be anyway. Exiled Faye, how did it go with the pupper? Is he doing okay? Let us know. I'm sorry for the voice. It's almost over, I promise. Alright, I'm gonna turn off my warmer because my coffee's almost gone. And we're gonna do a sprint, and we're gonna make this scene awesome. Or at least awesome for the moment. I want this voice forever. You gotta have channel points for that, Peter. This is not the forever voice. I worked on a story for 3 years, and then bad people with bad intentions who I thought were good friends ripped it apart. Oh no, Fox! I'm so sorry to hear that. No one should ever feel that way. Critique is not the same as making someone feel bad. You can tell somebody how to improve their work without making them feel bad about it. But Fox, I'm so glad you came back to writing. I'm sorry I'm saying these really super serious things in this high-pitched voice, but I'm so glad you came back to it. Don't listen to those people. I've only been writing again properly for a year, about a year and a half ago because I found Twitch. Well, I'm so glad you found us. I'm so glad you're writing again. Don't listen to those people. Pupper is old and maybe neurological, but they're doing tests to rule out less expensive problems. Well, I hope that you get good news, Exiled Faye, and fingers and toes crossed. Yeah, who do we need to beat up? Well, I'm glad you cut them all off, and I'm glad you didn't let them ruin something special. Because the world needs your stories. Believe that, even though I'm saying it in this voice. And that goes for any writer who's listening to this who has doubts. The world needs your stories. Don't let anybody convince you that you shouldn't be telling your stories, because the world needs them. End rant. I'd still be happy to rain fire on them. I would too, honestly. Okay, let's do the sprint. We got the hat for a few more minutes. And there might be a tiny bit more of this while it's happening. They all live shitty little lives in shitty little places, so karma took care of it. I mean, people like that tend to just be jealous, in all honesty. So they probably wanted to ruin the project for you because they were jealous. I hate to make assumptions, but it's entirely possible. Be reading for the sprint? Good luck, Bird of Inferno. Let's do it. I keep saying we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys. Oh my goodness. Well, enjoy the high-pitched and motivational speech. It's good that there are 2 clips. That means it'll show up more when people shout me out.
think we've had hat time. Oh gosh. I'm just pulling my headphones off as well. Boop. I hope you enjoyed hat time, Peter. I hope you guys enjoyed Jaquella. Ghost is my husband, yes. Someone had recommended watching his channel but couldn't remember who. Caught a late stream a few days ago. Thoroughly enjoyed the one D&D playtest talk. Yes! Ghost is my husband. My lovely, lovely Ghost Pepper. He is, I think, hoping to continue that discussion on Wednesday after work. He will hopefully confirm that tonight on D&D. But yes, I actually got into this through him. I used to just kind of hang out on his streams, but then everyone was like, writing stream when? And then it was so popular that I came back and kept doing it. It is Wednesday. Well, he's going to be doing it on the Prime Wednesday, the most biggest Wednesday, the most Wednesdayest Wednesday. Because tonight, this Wednesday, is for the Wednesday of today is for Winds of Chaos. Yeah, the actual Wednesday is when he will be doing more 1D&D. Because he said they only got about halfway through. But I wasn't there for the chat, so we didn't continue it on Saturday. Speaking of D&D, do you know if he's played, looked at The Wild Beyond the Witchlight? I think he's using it for school. He is using a module for school. I don't know if it's that one. I will ask him when he gets home and report back. It sounds familiar. I'm not familiar with it, but it sounds like one that he has familiarity with. Whoops, that should be an unexpected, not a unexpected. Need to be back later. It's time for food. See you for D&D. Take care, Peter. Rest. Enjoy your pasta. I'll ask him about it. I want to try to run it, but I'm new to D&D and read about being too complicated. Usually the modules give you everything you need. Sometimes you have to supplement a little bit of extra information depending on how you want to run it. But I think they are generally designed so that if you're new to running D&D, you could do it. But definitely ask Ghost about it, because he is a really good person to ask about that kind of stuff. I actually bought that book but haven't finished reading it, and I've been really hesitant about DMing of late but want to. I would say the modules are good because they give you encounters, they give you NPCs and all that kind of stuff, but don't be afraid to change some of the details or play around with it a little bit depending on how you want to do things, because D&D is all about doing what feels fun to you at the time, if that makes sense. And I definitely think if you've never run a game before, never been in charge of like a role play before, modules are really good because they shortcut a lot of the work for you. Stage fright, yeah. No, I feel you. I even get a little bit of stage fright, and I have DM'd before, so I'm always like, are you guys having fun right now? Do you want to keep going? Are we having fun? It can be a bit of a struggle because you're in charge too, right? So having all the power and knowing that like you're kind of leading everything. I've struggled with the VC, but I want to play so bad. I mean, my advice is give it a go, because once you're in the moment, you'll find what you need to do it, and you'll have so much fun that it will help you the next time. Like, each time it's a little easier to not be afraid of doing it. I was in charge once, there were no survivors. Coffee's gone. I know it's the break, the sprint is over, but I am so close to finish with this scene that I'm just going to write the last couple sentences because it's time for me to go make lunch anyway. We started here, so that was 1,125, best sprint yet. This idea was inspired, and I'm so pleased with it. That should bring us to the 3,500, and I think I'm just gonna write like 100 or 200 more words here to get to the end. Yeah, 3,581, perfect. I'm basically leading up to where we're going to stop this chapter. Woo for the words, yes! I'm so happy. This started out as pretty halting. Like it wasn't quite flowing for me, and it's definitely doing a lot better now, so I'm very happy with it. That makes sense. My husband struggles with that more than I do, but I get it. Yeah, I think that the thing with D&D too is that we have all these really cool shows on the internet now where you see Matt Mercer doing like all these voices, and you see you know, I also watch High Rollers, so you see Sherlock Holmes is the same. He does all these voices. He has all these really intricate battle mechanics, and you think, oh, if I can't do that, then who's gonna play my game? But I mean, people are gonna have fun with what you set in front of them. Brennan, yes, I couldn't think of his name. I know that he has grown in popularity with Ghost a lot the past couple of weeks, because we've just sort of discovered him. I've been watching a game of TikTokers, and it's so much fun. Yeah, and I think the important thing to remember is that your game is yours, and what you sit in front of your players and what you set out to tell, like what story you set out to tell with them, they're gonna have fun with that. They're not gonna be like, oh, why aren't you doing voices like Matt Mercer? Because guess what? We're not professional voice actors like Matt Mercer. They're not gonna expect you to have, and like Matt Mercer has a staff, and all the stuff that he puts together for Critical Role, like he has hands to help him with that, with painting the minis, with setting up the maps. People don't expect you to have professional production quality to your D&D games. People just want to come and hang out and pretend to be someone that they're not for a few hours. So definitely don't put that expectation on yourself. Don't think, oh, I can't do this, so it won't be fun, or people won't enjoy it as much because I haven't written 3 books about my world. Like, it'll be fine. People will have fun, and they'll help you fill in the blanks, and you'll pick up that momentum, and you'll run with it, and it'll be good. And in the moment, like, you won't be thinking, I should be doing this other thing. You'll just be thinking, I'm gonna do this and see how it goes, and people will be laughing and having fun, and it'll be great. And that's my advice to anyone who's a bit hesitant for D&D, like for running D&D, is like, sketch out the story you want to tell or the world, or grab a module and sketch out, you know, what you want to do with that module, and just go for it. Just dive in, and just, because your players are going to throw so many curveballs at you to begin with, right? They're not going to do anything you expect. That it's just going to be fun and off the rails, and you may as well just dive in and do it, and you won't regret it. Like, it'll just be so much fun. Let me do the last couple sentences of this scene. I have a bell. We'll finish off the stream talking as Ephema, the Woods Witch, another D&D character.
Sorry, I know I'm not talking right now, but I will simply do the entire wrap-up of stream as Ephema to make up for it. I'm almost done. Alright, that is where we're ending that scene. I'm very happy with it. This started out feeling kind of lackluster, but I'm really happy. Oh, I forgot! This started out very lackluster, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. I almost forgot to be a FEMA. So even though this was a slow start, and it was a little bit all over the place, I think it came together really well. Let's see, this last scene was 1,981. Those are the order of the numbers. Got some good words in. I'm glad to hear it, Fox. I super appreciate you hanging out, and I'm glad to hear your project is going well. So we almost have 2,000 words for that last scene, and if we add it all up for the stream, 3,794. I'll take it. It's not one of my highest word counts, but it's the quality of the words sometimes that matter too, and that definitely advanced the story. I'm really excited to be writing these 3 new characters, and I can't wait to write more about them. I definitely see where I need to make some changes to this story, but we're gonna try to get it done first. So tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 PST, I'm going to be back. I'm going to write chapters 14 and 15, which hopefully will have some interesting things happening in them. And then I will be back Thursday morning to do 2 more scenes in this book. And then, hopefully on Friday, I will also be doing another writing prompt. I do have to run to the blood clinic on Friday. I haven't been able to get my blood test done in a while. I'm a bit late, so Ghost is going to drive me there Friday morning, early. It shouldn't affect the start of stream, but if I'm a little bit late, that's why. We're doing 4 streams this week instead of the usual 3, because next week I won't be doing any writing, but I will be hopefully doing a tipsy chat. I read a couple chapters of Yana the Dawn. Nice! Bird of Inferno, I hope you're enjoying it. Let's see who's around on Twitch, because I gotta get some lunch. I gotta eat them foods. Let me switch my headphones back so I can hear what's going on. Who is writing? Oh, our friend Victoria is playing House Flipper. there are a few people on that I have not had the pleasure of raiding yet, so we'll hopefully be dropping in on one of them. Let's drop by Emperor of Finland. I don't think I've gotten to raid him yet. And it looks like sprints are happening, so that's good. Thank you for the stream. Well, thank you for hanging out, Bird of Inferno. One vamp as well. Sorry, your name sounds a little weird sometimes when I say it as Euphema. It's hard. It's a harder accent. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Like I said, I'm struggling with this project, but I don't mind sharing those struggles with you because I think sometimes it's important to know that nothing comes out perfect the first time, and even those of us... Shograz, I'm going to refund your points because I don't have time to talk as, Jakella, but if you're here tomorrow afternoon, we can start, as Jakella. For now, I'm going to go eat some food. Shograz, I know you're trolling the fuck out of me. We're literally ending the stream. It's happening right now. But seriously, in all seriousness, thank you all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I do feel good about today's writing, and I know that at some point this project will come together. We'll find the time to give it what it needs to make it happen. And for now, we're just going to keep writing to the end, and then we'll see what it all needs. Shograz, I'm so very sorry. As I said, you will get your points back. It will be refunded. Don't worry, I'll do that as soon as the stream ends. We're gonna go drop in on Emperor of Finland, a writer I haven't gotten to hang out with very much yet. There are some sprints happening. We're going to spread the love. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Look at that. Moose gave a subscription. That's the word I'm looking for, to Stream Elements, so it displays those beautiful octopus emotes. Please use any emotes that make you happy, though. That's the whole point of spreading around the love. We will be dropping in. I'm probably gonna have to raid and dip so I can go get some food, but that's okay. That's the way these things work. You guys are all very amazing. I'm so happy to hang out with you and know you and be blessed to have you in my life. And I hope that I will see you all tomorrow. Also, I will hopefully have the final tally for the chair-a-thon, so I can tell you whether or not we're going to be doing that reading stream, which would be amazing. Until then, take care. Be sure to eat, hydrate, take care of yourself, get some sleep when you need it, and happy writing. I hope the words flow for you.